and he's telling her how sorry that he is, and she'll be okay, just put pressure on it and all that. So at this point, you're like, shit, Gail might not live because it's bad. She's blood going everywhere, her eyes are fluttering, and it doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. So you're like, shit. As a viewer, you're like, damn it. Well, all the main characters, if the rules of a trilogy or a franchise are, available here, then there's no telling what could really happen. All main characters could all end up dead. You don't know, but it looks like she might end up dead. So it just that scene. I want to get your input on it. What do you think about that one? Like that whole exchange between Ghostface and Gale, and then Gale and Dewey.
Well, the whole thing with Ghostface covering up the cameras and everything was fucking creepy the first time I saw it, just the way it went down. Yeah. I really thought Gale was about to die right there. And then, I guess this is where Dewey comes to his senses and realizes he needs to, do more to protect his own life.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But it was really good. It was really well done. And then you still, they're not out of the woods yet because she could still die. I mean, it doesn't look good. And at that point, there's a news report. Later, there's a news report that shows that she was a victim of a stabbing. Mm-hmm. She was stabbed. It doesn't say she died.
This is when Ghostface calls Sydney and tells her to turn on TV. To me, this is my favorite Ghostface here, when he tells her, he's like, welcome home, Sydney. And he's just having this monologue with her. And he's so laid back, and then he just kind of cackles at the end. So fucking good.
Oh, yeah, and then she's like, what about, why don't you come after me? You got the balls for that? And it just, she taunts him right back. At this point, she's getting back to like she used to be. She's sick of the shit,
Yeah.
And she notices some parallels, and she kind of comments on them when she goes in to see Jill during this, right before the barn exchange. She walks in on Jill and then Trevor coming into the window.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, it's okay, Sid. He's my ex and all this and that. And she's like, what? She's like, you remind me of me.
Yeah, exactly.
Parallels there, and that's a cool little scene. That's one of my favorites, actually, is that, because, as somebody like you that Invicta focuses on, continuity in films and meanings and, subtext and all that scene speaks volumes about the stigma that's over Jill is the same stigma that was over Sydney. Like something about her family, just tragedies and murder and pain and suffering just befell them. And you feel for Jill, just like you felt for Sid and still do. You get that same kind of feeling. You want her to prevail because it seems like she's supposed to be like the next in line, the next Sidney Prescott, the next survivor girl. That's what it seems like. And you're rooting for her.
It's kind of like the Danielle or the Jamie Lloyd to the Laurie Strode.
Yeah, very much so. Good reference. I like it. Yeah, very much so. And you get that, and that's kind of a very poignant scene. And then right after that, you get the party. Obviously, has been fucking disbanded at this barn, but the party is continuing on somewhere else. Kirby's house.
I might have a party at your house.
Since I have known you and Vic, I think of this scene a lot because there's an exchange here in Kirby's house between Charlie and Kirby, and he's like, impressive collection. You got some great Suspiria.
Suspiria?
Yeah. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. She's like, yeah, and I could trivia your ass under the table any day. He's like, oh yeah. Who played the first Leatherface? She's like, Gunnar Hansen. He's like, wow, did you feel that between us just now? That charge? And that reminds me of you guys because of the Gunnar Hansen thing in the horror movies, and then that's sort of
been all over.
Yeah, that's sort of like one of the things I said to my wife before we got married and we were just dating is, I have a knowledge about horror movies and stuff, and she's like, I love horror movies, and I'm like, no, you don't understand. This is like a thing. This is like a relationship that I have with them. And if you're going to be with me, then you have to understand that the horror movies, you're going to be the side thing. You're the side relationship. The horror movies are the main one. You know, it wasn't quite like that. But I just said, this is they're going to always be here. And if you love me, you'll have to deal with it. And she has so far. So knock on wood. But yeah, so you get that kind of exchange there, and then all of a sudden you get fucking Trevor shows up, and he says he's been invited by Jill, with a text message from her phone, and she's like, I didn't text you. I didn't text him. You got from my phone. And she's like, where is my phone? And she somehow lost her fucking phone, I guess, and all the shit that went on, because when Sydney, which we missed a little bit, but to go backtrack a little, when she goes, secretly sneaks out of her room to go, I guess, to Staten Island, because there's a scene that happens where Sydney's in the house, and then there's this noise at the door. It scares the shit out of her, and it's only Jill's mom, Kate. And by this point we've been introduced to her one other time, and she said something about, Maureen was my sister too, and I have feelings, and it affected me, and nobody seems to want to care about me. You almost get like she's trying to live off the like sorrow and fucking, sadness.
She's fucking weird too.
Yeah, she's weird. And you're thinking that line that she says about it being, I was hurt by it too, and she was my sister. It kind of almost makes her look like a red herring to me.
Oh yeah, definitely. But that was really the only moment that they went with, other than she said she was out shopping. But what did she say? I'll be right back. And so we know.
She says, I'll be right back. Yeah, and then she goes to open the door, and Sid comes with her, because I guess she remembers what Randy said. She remembers that, I'll be right back thing. And then they see Ghostface or something outside, and they slam the door and shut the door, and they try to go out the front door, and Ghostface is there trying to get through the door with a knife. They slam the door on him, and then Sydney gives the worst directions ever. She's like, hey, can you brace the door with your body? Just brace the door with your body, while I go get the phone, just long enough for me to grab this and unlock the back door so we can go out. And she goes to do that, and she's like, well, that's okay, come on, And right as she says that, you hear this noise, like this stabbing noise, and then the mom makes this weird face, and that's when you realize she was stabbed. The killer has fucking Ghostface and fucking stabbed her through the door slot, mail slot. And she died.
It was fucking good, too.
Yeah, and she says, tell Jill I'm sorry. That's like her last dying word. And there's one other scene I want to point out that we didn't talk about. We were talking about red herrings, remember? And Scream is notorious for having several, as a franchise. There's one other scene where Sid is upstairs, and the deputy Jesus is like up there, shadow, talking to Sid. So you don't remember we had homerooms together, this, that, and the other, but you had a lot going on back then. And all this and that. Like, I wouldn't believe her. It's the weirdest thing. He looks like he's a herring, too.
Yeah.
What is that horrendous racket?
I don't know. It sounds like you, but maybe it's Vic. Hang on. Hey, Vic, mute your phone real quick, buddy. Okay, he's muted. There you go.
Oh, I wasn't trying to shoot him away. I just couldn't figure out what it was.
No. I think he's driving, and that's what made this sound. By the way, quick reference here. The chick who plays Sid's assistant? This chick was in Glow, and I didn't realize that. The TV show that's on Netflix? No idea. I didn't know.
I didn't watch that, but she's been in a bunch of other things, too. If you look at her list on IMDb or Wikipedia or any site devoted to her, she's had some pretty well-known roles outside of Glow. That's one I noticed, but I did not watch that. So
yeah, I love that show.
I can't speak to that, but I did want to speak to one other thing for anybody listening that has kids or teenagers, older teenagers, especially girls. They probably have heard Roger L. Jackson's voice because Cartoon Network ran a show called The Powerpuff Girls, and he was the voice of Mojo Jojo. Yeah, and also a Rowdy Ruff boy, which I think is supposed to be the male kid versions of the Powerpuff Girls.
He needs to do some fucking conventions and let Vic and me meet him, because the dude's awesome.
Oh, he does conventions. He does several. But you can actually get on. They had a big anniversary thing, like 20-year anniversary of Scream, the first one, and he was there with Nev Campbell and Skeet Ulrich. And he does the voice, and then he does the Mojo Jojo voice too. And it's funny because at the point he does that, they bring up a little icon of Mojo Jojo there on the video. It's kind of funny. Yeah. It kind of hops around on the screen with him as he talks. But yeah, he looks nothing like his voice sounds. He, is an older gentleman, and he's got glasses and medium length hair. He's just not. He's not what you think that voice should be. He doesn't match the voice like at all. No. Like at all. Like the voice is just so amazing. And I think it's funny with all the technology that they've got all the voice changers now, and none of them still sound anything close to his voice, even though they're supposed to. So that's
good point.
Pretty wild, Kind of and that's sort of like a reference almost to Wes Craven because again, he was a creative force, an artist. As far as the directing and writing and stuff, he was another one that can't be, duplicated, just like Roger L. Jackson's voice can't really be duplicated. I find the parallel between those two things quite, cool and important, especially when you consider, Craven, helped bring all these movies to fruition. Like you said earlier, it was a combination of writing and directing. And Craven had a history as a writer and also a history as a director, and he was able to bring Kevin Williamson and later Aaron Kruger's visions to life and like manifest them on screen. So I think that speaks volumes about him as an artist and a creator and a filmmaker. But anyway, so we're back up here to we'll fast forward back to the anti-party is what Kirby calls the gathering in her house. And she's like, why are you still here, Trevor? I don't know what invited you. There's this moment right before that where it looks like after Jill runs off that Charlie might get lucky. Because she's like, I've been drinking and I'm scared and lonely and you're kind of cute, especially when I'm drunk and scared and lonely and all that. And you're thinking, oh, Charlie's going to score. And right about that time, Robbie's outside talking about it. He's like, well, here's a Hall Pass with Robbie Mercer extra, and it seems like there might be some history made, Woodsboro history made. My man Charlie may be getting lucky with a girl, and all this. So you kind of see that cool little interaction, and then it's terrible. You see Robbie get fucking like Ghostface shows up and stabs the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
Like, it's awful. Like, his shit is fucking gruesome. And it's pretty bad. It's right up there with Olivia's, especially the later part when he shows up again, like, all, fucked up. But, so, right about the time that Charlie and Kirby are about to kiss and do the deal, Trevor shows up again, and then fucking Charlie just gets this pissed off face, and he storms out of the room, and he's like, did I interrupt something here? And then he's like, shut up. Which I did not expect him to say. It just does not sound like something he, a character like he is would say. But and then she makes this fucking face at him and shit. She's like, "Why are you still here, Trevor? Who invited you?" And he's like, "Obviously not you. Where's Jill?" He's like, "I love how you're here to protect her, but you don't know where she is. She's upstairs." So then you get all that, and then
she just fucking disappears for no reason.
Yeah, and then Sid comes by looking for her later, and it's one big fucking mess at her house, and then they stumble upon Robbie, and Robbie's all fucked up, and he dies, right, like, because Ghostface, like, finishes him off right after they see him, or he dies right as Ghostface shows up, because he's, like, just fucking, like, gutted. Like, his throat's cut, he's fucking stabbed in the chest, there's blood pouring out of his mouth, and his last words were, run. And then he, like, collapses and dies. So his death is pretty fucking gruesome. In its own right, pretty fucking gruesome little thing. So it was really good. I liked the way it was done. It was filmed well, too. So then you've got, go upstairs and hide, or go hide Jill, because Jill ends up meeting back up with them. And then you don't see fucking Trevor. You're like, where the fuck did he go? Because right about the time he
again, red
Ghostface starts chasing me too, and she tries to get fucking